So many network marketers fall in love with a health and wellness product, and then they realize that there's an incredible opportunity to build the lifestyle and income of their dreams. But what happens when you get started and you run out of friends and family to talk to, and what you're doing on social media just isn't quite getting you where you want to be? Well, the truth is it's probably not your fault. It just takes a little marketing know-how that you may not be getting from anywhere else. So on this podcast, I'm sharing with you the secrets that I've been able to learn from all of my top earner friends and mentors. I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly what it takes to get people excited about the wellness products that you have to offer, to help people improve their lives, and to get you to the rank that you want to be at. My name is Soraya Goddard, and this is Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Yo, what's going on? I'm back talking about Instagram again by popular demand because you guys apparently cannot get enough of this. Apparently my underestimation of how desperately people want Instagram training is just shocking. I did not know that you guys needed it and wanted it this badly. So here I am. I'm back talking about Instagram again. This time we're going to talk about captions, okay? First things first, let's get down to business. I'm terrible at uploading podcasts apparently because for the second week in a row, it cut off halfway through. So I don't know what's going on. I'll be much more careful this week, I promise. Okay. But if you guys have had problems with those episodes in the back, number one, I'm learning. I'm sorry. Please be gracious in my effort to learn how to podcast like a semi-professional. Go back and delete the old episode and then re-download it and it'll pop right back up. So thank you for all you ladies, some of you ladies, and a couple men actually too, who reached out and said that the episode cut off again. How ironic. But more importantly, getting down to topics that you do want to talk about and not my podcast ineptness, I am so pumped that January 28th is right around the corner. So January 28th, 2019 is the day that I am going to open up my beta launch to my Instagram course to my email list. So if you guys are on my email list, yay for you, because on January 28th, you are going to get an email from me that is going to let in a limited amount of people into the best Instagram course ever. It's going to be designed towards network marketers. It is going to walk you through all the things that you are struggling with right now that I've heard from you about. So it's going to narrow down who you're talking to, what voice you're going to be talking about. I'm going to walk you guys through all sorts of goodness about photos and captions and when to post and engagement and hashtags and all sorts of stuff. And you're going to help me create the best course ever for network marketers to sell their stuff so that you can rank up. Because 2019, guys, I was just talking to a friend of mine today, Rayma, I don't know if you're listening or not, but this is our year. This is your year. This is the year where you can turn things around or continue to build on that momentum, right? The world is your oyster. You have 11 and a half months basically left to rock out whatever it is that you want to rock out. And so now is the time to refine your skills and become consistent. You should be a machine in 2019. So I don't care if you market on Instagram or a podcast or Facebook or all of the above. Whatever your platform of choice is does not matter to me. Maybe you're a LinkedIn stud, right? I don't care where you do it. You just need to be consistent about it. And so some of you are struggling with being consistent on Instagram because you don't know how to write a good caption. Or you're writing captions that you think are good, but nobody else is responding. And that sucks because you're probably not getting any kind of sales out of that, right? So I'm going to help you with some quick tips on this tonight. Are you guys ready? I say it's tonight. No idea what time of day it is for you, but it is tonight for me. So 3 quick tips, and then I might throw in a bonus tip. We'll see. All right. So the first thing you want to think about, this is even before getting to the tips, is why should my reader or my Instagram person, like the person looking at my Instagram, why should that person even care about what I'm saying? Why would this matter to them? You have to be delivering some sort of valuable content to them. So maybe it is that you are super funny, or maybe it is that you are really interesting. That's fine. If you are naturally one of those things, rock on. But for most of us, we're just not super talented at that, right? I'm not a comedian. I might have some humor here and there, but I'm not funny on Instagram. that is not me, right? It's not my thing. And so for me, I have found, and this is my number one tip for all of you listening, tip number one is the best way to connect with your reader on a caption and to bring them value is to tell a story. Okay, you want to create a connection with them. You want them to understand you. You want them to know things about you so that they feel like they know you, and they feel like if you ever, met them in person, they'd be like, I know you. I feel like I know you. I know everything about you. Like, you don't have to tell them everything about your life, but they should feel like they know you enough that they trust you and they want to be a part of your life and they want to be a part of your product and your team or whatever it is that your ultimate goal is in building on Instagram, right? So you're going to tell stories. So your caption should be a story, okay? That is tip number one. Now, if you're like, no, I just kind of post things about my day, I would encourage you to not worry about, hopefully, I kind of joke about this. Hopefully you're not just like posting pictures of your food plate or whatever, or if it is, like you've got some mad photo skills. But hopefully you're posting pictures of you, because I told you in an earlier episode that pictures of you will increase your followership, increase everything, your engagement, your likes, everything. When you show your beautiful face on your feed, people have an instant connection with you. So you should be showing your face and then telling a story. And it does not matter if you took the photo 17 weeks ago and you want to tell a story about yesterday. Don't worry about any of that, right? Just show your beautiful face or show a gorgeous photo and tell a story. Tip number two, you should be writing your captions ahead of time, okay? So you should be writing these stories ahead of time. I used the example in a previous training that I did on Facebook earlier today on this same topic that you would not write a book report 5 seconds before it's due and then hit go and expect it to all make sense and be perfectly edited the first time you turned it in, right? Or you did not write your dissertation or your master's thesis or whatever first time go, turn it in. So don't think, although it is clearly not to the level of like a dissertation, I don't mean to disrespect your dissertation or your thesis, but what I mean is that if you don't allow time to write the caption and set it aside and then come back and give it a once over, there's going to be mistakes. It might not make sense. You might have left out a detail or a word or something. And so if you really want to grow your Instagram in the way that you deserve to grow it, you need to spend a little bit of time writing a caption, setting it aside, and then coming back and editing it. So for me personally, I use a software that helps me like pre-plan my grid and my feed, and I write the caption in that, and then I come back and I edit it later. So I've got all my captions written out for, probably 2 weeks. I could probably go longer, but life and all that good stuff. But I've got a good 2 weeks of captions, and sometimes I'm not feeling them and I go back and I erase them and I move them and I change them and all that good stuff, but at least I have something to work with and I can edit it. Number 3 tip, write as if you are talking to your bestie. You and I each have different slang. You and I each have a different way of talking to our people. You and I have different words. You and I have different everything in the way that we speak and we write and we communicate. And that is your unique personality, and that's what makes you amazing and beautiful and interesting to the people who are like you or want to be like you. So you should let that interesting stuff show through and talk in the way that you would talk to your girlfriend over a cup of coffee, right? Or when you're like, I just have to pick up the phone and call, insert best friend's name here, then speak in your captions as if you are talking to her, because that's when your authentic self is going to come through and you're going to shine and you're going to let those pieces of your personality come through that are humorous and that are funny and they're not forced. Okay. Are you guys ready for a bonus tip? I hope that those 3 tips helped you so much. Very easy, very simple stuff, but they're things that you need to put into practice. Now I'm going to give you a bonus tip. For those of you guys who are like, hey, I don't know how to tell a story, I'm going to give you a very, very quick introduction to how to tell a story. And I learned this from the amazing Donald Miller. I have no affiliation with him. I wish I did. From the Building a Story Brand podcast and the Story Brand business. I guess that's the title of his business, Story Brand Company. I don't know. Anyways, it's a book, it's a podcast, it's a course. I actually took this course. It's incredible. Here's the very, very short version of how to tell a story. This same story arc shows up in movies and musicals and plays, everything from Shakespeare to Star Wars. It is the same story arc that you now are going to use in your Instagram captions. Are you guys ready? This is the very pared down version. The first part of your story should start with a problem or a struggle. Let me read through all of the categories and then I'll go back and I'll give you an example. So the first should be a problem or a struggle, something that you have had a problem with or that you have struggled with, or maybe you've observed this problem or a struggle, or maybe you're telling the story of a client or a teammate or a customer or something like that. Anyway, it's going to start with a problem or a struggle. Then you're going to talk about who introduced you to the solution. So somebody, like you didn't just invent the solution, right? Somebody introduced you to a solution. We call that person the guide, and that person is going to show you how to get out of your deep, dark hole that your problem led you to. Then you're going to talk about what happened. What are the results that happened after your friend or whoever introduced you to the solution happened? And then you're going to talk about what in your life transformed. But here's what's going to happen. Most people just say, oh, well, I struggled with weight and I lost weight and then my life was amazing. Well, yes, that's the external transformation. So you lost weight. But you want to talk about the external transformation and then the internal transformation. So really, what happened to you after you lost that weight, right? Did you realize that you fit in your pants again and that was some old pants, then you had no idea how great that was going to make you feel. And oh, by the way, then that led you to getting your confidence back and maybe you felt sexy again for the first time in a long time. And so because of that sexiness, you showed up better for your spouse or your partner. And because of that, you felt like you were a better mom because you could move with ease and you weren't so winded playing with your kids and you showed up at work better. And this is all internal transformations that related to the external transformation in this example, the weight loss. So anyways, back to the storytelling method. When you talk about what happened, make sure you're talking about the external and the internal transformation. That's where you get to the juicy stuff, right? That's where you get to talking about how your life is different. And that is what your customer, your potential customer, your Instagram feed reader is going to connect with. And then lastly, because you own a business, you want to show people that you can do the same thing for them, whether it's your story or a client's story or a teammate's story or a company story or whatever the story is. Whosever story it is, you can help that person do the same thing. So you want to say, this is what happened. This is a transformation I got, both external and internal. And oh, by the way, I can help you do the same thing. So direct message me and I will show you how, right? This is basically your call to action that tells the reader that you can help them do the same. You know, you can put some motivation in there as well, however you want to tweak that to your own voice. Okay, guys, I hope that helped. That is the story arc that you should be using to write your stories in your captions. In this Instagram course that is coming out, or at least I'm starting to pre-sell the Instagram course on January 28th, I'm going to walk you guys through so much depth in this process that you are going to be a story writing pro by the time you are done. And so make sure that you go to sorayagoddard.com. That's SORAYAGODDARD.com. And make sure that you opt into something. Give me your email address right on the front of the page. Or if you go to the bottom right, there's 50 Facebook Live health and wellness topics. That could be health and wellness blogs or podcast episodes or Instagram, topics. You can use them for anything. Opt into any one of those, and as long as you do that before January 28th, you will get an email from me giving you all the deets on this amazing course. I'm so pumped. People have literally been asking me to create a course for 7 or 8 months, and I now am so excited that we're almost there. Can't wait to see your beautiful faces staring back at me when we talk about all this good stuff. Okay, guys, if you thought that this was helpful, if your captions went from blah to amazing, or you have something that you can share with me, or even maybe you try a caption in this format, or you just tell a simple story and you get tons of engagement, or better yet, a new teammate or customer, please let me know. I would love to hear that. It makes my day when I hear stories like that from you guys. So screenshot this bad boy, tag me in your Instagram stories at Soraya Goddard, and I will talk to you on the next episode. Peace out. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Before you go though, I have something for you. If you are looking to grow your audience online via social media so that you can have people getting excited about your products and reaching out to you to learn more, then you need my cheat sheet that has 50 health and wellness Facebook Live topics. that will attract an audience to you. It also walks you through the secret 4-part formula that you can follow on both Facebook and Instagram that is proven to have people reaching out to you. And when you get it, I am also sending you guys an audio file for those of you who love to listen to the information on the go. You can get both of those things at www.sorayagoddard.com/podcast. Again, that's sorayagoddard.com/podcast. SORAYAGODDARD.com/podcast. Thanks so much. Chat soon.